Where the heck did I put that?
Maybe we ought to just forget it, plan to have the July meeting there or something. By then, maybe things will change.
Well, yeah, it's kind of goes in spurts and jerks, doesn't it? Yeah, there was just 11 in Clackamas new cases. Multnomah had 35 and Washington County had 48. Those were the biggies. So I don't know why Clackamas would be getting hit, because it's a lot less than Multnomah and Washington.
Well, it's already gone out in the call letter. Don's got that. I'm assuming that it's already been typed up.
Gee whiz.
You okay there, Mikey?
Oh, I've got light shining in through the window, that's all. There, maybe if I go like this.
I don't know. You look pretty good with the shadows in your face.
Yeah. Line streaking across there. Oh, okay, that's better.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Look like a zebra.
Yeah, the zebra look. Yeah, that's in now,
Hey, Mike, when you mix chemicals together to make compounds like part A and part B,
Yeah,
like when you're casting knobs,
yeah.
I made a really big discovery this afternoon.
What?
If you mix part A with part A,
Yeah.
it doesn't turn into a compound. I had to recast your knob. I just poured all of the part A back into the cup and then remixed the bigger part of part B. But I got, after a couple of days, you expect the silicon stuff to set up. I went over there, it was just as liquid as it was when we put it in Saturday.
Well, it's a good thing that we had a whole week to do it, and I've never done anything like that. That's like turning the screw on your new paint, your new lacquer sprayer the wrong way, and then getting runs on your radio because you gave it more product and less. So these things can happen.
Only to you two guys.
Yeah. Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think you're better than us, Bruce, I got an oscillator and an RCA I want you to look at.
Okay.
Because I can't make it go, and I can't repeat over the air what Sonny said when he looked at the circuit. Something about the G damnedest thing that he'd ever seen. He didn't know, couldn't see how it would work.
What's that in?
It's in about a 1952 RCA. It belongs to John Livingston, and it's really a very nice radio. And I can put, I can throw a signal into the oscillator circuit, and the radio plays fine. But I can't make the darn thing oscillate on its own. And I've done everything I know to do. And then to make things worse, it's a miniature 8-pin socket about 4 inches deep in the chassis with a band switch over the top of it.
Oh boy, one of those.
So I can get to it. I've got forceps and tools that let me do it, but I can't figure out what's wrong with it. All the components measure correct, so I guess I'm down to just rebuilding the oscillator with new parts and hoping for the best.
So you got a shorted turn in the oscillator coil?
I don't think so.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, if you could check the Q and see what it looks like, but sometimes
if I could get my grid dip meter, grid dip meter near it, I would.
Yeah, right.
Is it a standard broadcast oscillator?
Well, no, it's standard broadcast and shortwave,
and it's got
long
several
wave, and just for fun, it's FM too.
FM too. So it's got all kinds of coils all in.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh boy. Nice.
Anyway, Sonny and I dinked around with it for about an hour, and he finally just, paid his condolences and went home.
Yeah. Oh, that bugger. Yeah. You know, it's those that you just can't give up on, you know, you're gonna learn something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go ahead and put it up on the bench again for the 6th time and see what comes up that time.
So it's
I'm
the
getting
same
tired.
coil, it's the same coil for FM through long wave?
It's one oscillator for all of them.
Yeah,
And
okay.
Yeah.
anyway,
And it
I
doesn't
think I
oscillate,
should.
it doesn't oscillate anywhere,
No,
not even FM.
not even FM.
Did it,
Put a scope. I got
Is
to
it-
put a scope on it, and all I get is noise.
the 10.7 IF?
Oh, no, it's not. It's 10 something different. I'd have to look at the schematic, but
9.5
it's 9
something or,
something. It's
Yeah.
9 something, but it's one of those oddballs.
Huh.
But you know, we've got the arbitrary waveform generator. We can set it up for anything we want. I'm not worried about that. But boy, I can sit there with the arbitrary waveform generator and I can dial in any station I want just by changing the local oscillator,
So it's an
moving the dial a
RCA,
little bit.
RCA what?
Oh, let me get you. It's 8 Victor something. Let me pull the schematic on it. No, it's not that one.
Yeah, just for fun, I might look at it later.
Yeah, it's I think it's in Rider 13 or something. Here it is. It's a model 8 Victor 151. It's in Riders 18, RCA page 18-39 through 60 or something. It's got like 20 pages of information in Riders.
And you read that all right?
Yep.
Every word?
Here, I'll give you a visual on it. Maybe. There you go. You can see that.
Mhm.
And for grins and giggles,
oh, wow, look at the band switches.
Yeah,
yeah, there's the oscillator circuit.
a 6BE6, and they're using that for FM, huh? Wow.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
But you can see that curly Q at the very bottom.
Oh,
Yeah,
That wire goes to the, actually goes down to the filament. You can see it again right here.
oh, I'll be darned. Uh-huh.
Anyway, that's the circuit. And
Uh-huh.
like Mike said, you can see all the band switch.
Yeah, wow.
You've got lots and lots of wafers. Anyway,
Sure do.
that thing's the bane of my existence these days.
I had
Is
an
that, is that one
RCA.
connection, is that one below the switch, is that shielded wiring?
It's
Yeah,
going through the shield, isn't it?
Yeah,
Did
the
you-
shield and the outside of that tube is, as it looks, is shielded and it is grounded to the chassis.
Did you check to see if the wire was inside that shielding was going to ground?
Yep.
No,
Pin-
I would say if it was
pin
a
3.
41 or 2.
Yeah, pin
you have
3
that-
goes
that
to,
insulation.
yeah, pin 3 goes to the shield and to ground. Pin 4 goes through the center and on. Pin 4 does not show any leakage to ground, so I know the insulation in there is good. And as I recall, it's a piece of cloth covered wiring with a braided sheath on the outside, so it's pretty robust.
I had this 1950 Motorola TV. Well, I still have it, but bringing it up, I couldn't get the vertical to go. It's just a horizontal line.
Hmm.
And anyway, it had a coax from one side to the other, from the oscillator to the power tube or the output tube, and played with that for a while. And finally, I found out that coax had rubber insulation and it had shorted. The actual
Really?
coax had shorted in
Wow.
the middle somewhere.
Huh.
I've never had a coax short like that, but anyway, so there's a story behind this. my uncle-in-law, he happened to go through Aurora when we had one of our sales. And anyway, he bought this TV off of Sonny. And he refurbs old travel trailers. So
Oh, wow.
he's going to cut this sucker, just a couple inches back and put an LCD behind it, and put this in his travel trailer as an antique kind of a TV. And anyway, he never got around to it. And anyway, my uncle-in-law says, "Do you want that?" I said, "Sure." Anyway, so I got it up and running. And Sonny was over here one day and he says, "I want my goddamn TV back." I said, "You can't have it." And every time I see him, he still wants that TV back.
Oh, man.
Because it works really nice. Got a nice sharp picture.
I had an RCA and it had an FM and it was the converter was a 6BE6 and was talking to Dave Wise about it. He said that that's a poor tube for getting FM convert for a converter.
Yeah, it is not that good a tube. The high frequency.
I had a heck of a time getting it to work right, and finally I had to change tubes until I found a real hot one,
Yeah.
And then to where I was able to get all of it because I couldn't get the full bandwidth on the FM.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. And then I got a different tube, found one that was hot enough and it worked, but it was just, at its limit.
Sitting on the edge.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe what I need to do is go get all my 6BE6s out and see if I can find a hot one. I don't know that I've got a new old stock one more.
This wasn't quite like your problem. The radio played, the oscillator did work, and it played great on AM, but on FM it wouldn't get the full band. I think it lost. I can't remember. It's been years ago. I think it started losing the high end. I'm not sure about that. It would get
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Higher frequency. Yeah.
Has there been another set of hands in that radio?
Not that I can see. This radio has an interesting.
If someone might have messed up the wiring, moved things around,
Yeah.
Sometimes
Well,
that
it
can
played a little bit when we first started, and then John took it home and did the rest of the work on it, and that's when it stopped playing. But it never played well.
So all the contacts on the switches are good, right?
Yeah, the switch is easy to get to, and the switch is very well built. The wafers are about 2 inches apart in it. The entire switch is about 1 foot long.
Wow.
Good grief.
And it turns on a set of 90-degree gears.
Oh,
But anyway, we've had problems with it ever since. That radio came here for an estimate. People brought it over, and it's a chrome chassis, 3 chassis in the unit, has a phonograph in it. Probably very close to top of the line for RCA that year.
oh wow.
And anyhow, it sat in my garage for 10 years. Tried to get a hold of the owners. Phone number didn't work. No, the address didn't work. Finally, after 10 years, I just said, I'm done. I gave it to John because I thought he might enjoy having the phonograph. And much to my dismay, he decided to restore it. Because it's like I said, it's an AM, FM, shortwave, long wave.
So that the point that where it went down was actually right at the top.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool though. Well, as you might have heard, my cancer came back. So I had a PET
Oh,
scan
no.
today so that
Oh,
they
wow.
could scan the whole thing. Anyway, I got a copy of that. Doesn't look all that great, but anyway, so I got home and I pulled out the Geiger counter. And the stuff they gave me has a half-life of 110 minutes. But when I took the Geiger counter and took a look at myself, even on the lowest scale, I almost pinned the needle. I was doing, let's see, 100x is 40 milliroentgens per hour, or like over 20,000 counts per minute. I mean, it was just sizzling. And this would have been
Wow.
3 hours after I was, a little over 3 hours since I was hit. Now I'm down to about 20 milliroentgens per hour. I was amazed. I mean, you know, usually you'll listen to the Geiger counter and it's tick, 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 tick. And this is just screaming, just screaming.
Goodness
Wow.
sakes.
Anyway, that's probably all the fun I'll get out of this. But
Yeah.
so tomorrow I go in and find out what the score is.
Well, good luck with that, Bruce.
Yes.
You bet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thoughts and prayers are with you, Bruce.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be real good though.
That's what I was gonna say, Bruce. Our prayers are with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that stopped the conversation. Shoot.
Yeah. Well, Blake's soldering something now, looks like.
Blake's getting work done. The rest of us are
Well, he
watching.
is.
Yeah.
He is.
He's
I'm not
got-
out in my, I'm not in my radio shop, so I chased a cat out of here and that's. the
So-
problem.
I got, I'll show you what I'm working on. You'll love this.
I'm watching the
I see a hand.
Dallas Mavericks and LA Clippers.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
so,
that's a Zenith chassis.
yeah. Now, if you look close, you can see the double disc capacitors and the glom with solder in there.
Yeah,
And the old fashioned plastic covered. Anyway,
Cornell
Right.
de Bellier
it's
Black
one of the
Beauty.
radios that I like to refer to as surgery with a chainsaw.
Yeah, speaking of the Zenith, I missed who got the Zenith at the auction last Saturday.
Oh, Joe Millward.
Oh, okay.
Gee, I wonder if I'll get a chance to see it.
I'm sure you will. You'll see the inside of it.
I'll see the inside of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll split. Half will go north and the cabinet will go south, and who knows where the finished product will go.
yeah,
He's gonna have to get at least $3,000 to come out of that.
yeah.
He
He will.
wanted that pretty bad.
He
you know.
will. That's
Last
what they
tube
go
that
for.
he sold in his shop, he got 3,500.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
He
just a
paid-
9.
He paid 1,500 for it.
Yeah, I heard that. I just didn't who it went.
Okay.
I didn't hear who it went to.
Yeah,
You know, that that guy is amazing. I had a Crosley a D25, the dashboard. There was one at the sale.
yeah.
I wanted it, but like everything else I wanted, Janet got it.
Why does
But,
everybody say that?
We just like picking on Janet. We only pick on the ones that we love.
Yeah,
No, I had the D25 and Esteban painted it, and he did it in a navy metallic blue with kind of a pewter trim. And that silly radio went for $650.
oh my gosh.
You know, that I don't know how he does it.
Wow.
I thought it was
What?
a $150 radio.
I got we got that one. So it's got a crack in it though. So I got to figure out how to fix it. I'll fix that. I think I can fix the crack pretty good. But I've got another one. It's a white one but it's the single dashboard Crosley.
The bullseye.
The bullseye. Yeah, that one. And the cabinet on that one's pretty good. So I may be going through that here pretty soon.
Who's buying this stuff for that kind of money?
People
They
on
must be selling
people
them.
buy them on the Radio Attic, Dick.
Right. Well, they're sure not around Portland.
Nope.
They're all over the place.
At least
Yeah.
they weren't when we had expo shows.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
No.
a lot of these radios go to the East Coast,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
I've sold 2 in Europe,
Wow.
one in Barcelona, Spain, and the other one was in the Netherlands.
Did you have to hand deliver it?
No, I didn't. That would have been fun though.
Yeah.
I would have enjoyed that, but I didn't hand deliver it. But everything went well on all that. Of course, I packed it really good, and it was interesting. The one in Barcelona, it went from here to New York, and then it wasn't too much longer. It ended up in Madrid, and it stayed in Madrid for, I think, probably almost 3 weeks.
Not customs.
In customs.
Wow.
And I didn't hear anything, and then I got kind of worried because I wonder what the heck's going on, and I contacted the customer, and real nice guy, and he says, "Oh no, that's normal." He says, I'm in no hurry for it. It'll be here. It's in customs." So, and eventually then they shipped it to him. It was a Model 80 Philco, little 4-tube regen, and and so he got it. He was happier in a clam with it, and all things worked out perfect. So then the guy in the Netherlands was a little bit of another story. He got the radio, and I think it might have been his first one that he bought from the States, and he had a converter that he had bought, but it was not enough wattage. It was to run the radio. So then the radio didn't want to play very well. And I says, well, you probably ought to get a converter that's, I would say, at least 100 watts. That's going to give you plenty of coverage on it. So he went out and bought a different 240 to 120 converter, and step down transformer, and put that in, and the radio played fine after that. So
Nice.
So how much did it cost to send it to Barcelona?
that one was $155 shipping.
Okay. Yeah.
And the one through the Netherlands, I ended up hooking up with a guy from the Netherlands, actually, and he lived up in Seattle area, and he owns a company. That's all he does, is he ships overseas. But he's able to do that, and I don't know how he does it, and it's on a volume basis or something. But he was able to ship that cheaper than if I went through USPS, and he did it through FedEx, which is a lot better than USPS, and for less money, and all of guaranteed all of this other stuff, and it got there quicker and didn't have to go through a bunch of customs. The guy is a real expert at it, and the shipping cost, I think it was only around $100 or something like that. It was less than it was to the one in Barcelona. And that Barcelona, that one was USPS. So kind of interesting though.
And USPS is, I've sent a few things over on when I was doing stuff on eBay, and USPS is always way cheaper, but
yeah. But they make you nervous.
Yeah.
But I've sold quite a few radios to California. I sold one here the other day. It was a Model 60 Philco, and then I sold in 2 AM FMs, both Zeniths. One was a Y832, and the other one was an H845. Yeah, an H845. Yeah, the high fidelity ones from the 60s, and they were down in the LA. Well, one was in the, no, I take it back. One was in LA, and the other one was in the east of San Francisco, over near Folsom area. And they both got there really fast, and that was through FedEx. Took like maybe 2 days, and they were down there.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've sold some scopes from the museum down in California. Boy, we had a hell of a time with one. I mean, it got busted up on the way down there.
Oh,
got
no.
Busted up on the way back. Got busted on the way back down. And we finally did, screw it. I mean, it really got trashed. Now, I don't know what Bob was using there, but anyway,
Yeah,
we haven't had that much trouble shipping, but
yeah.
Bob really packs them well, but. Man,
I do too.
sometimes
I double wall them with styrofoam, and I,
Yeah.
float them in peanuts, and I pack, I'll either pack the tubes separate or, well, a lot of times I've been finding out works really well is just to put paper around the tuning condenser so that you don't get bubble mixed up in the fins of that.
Oh, yeah.
And then after I do that, then I'll put bubble in around and surround all the tubes, and then I'll pack it in so the tubes don't fall out and all that. And the other one on cathedrals, you got to kind of be careful. And some of the tombstones, I lay the cathedrals face down.
Yeah.
Reason for that is they get dropped hard enough, and if they're they have a thin front, like an 80. Philco's a good example because it's got a thin wall on the front to hold that heavy speaker, field
Right.
coil speaker. They get dropped hard enough. That speaker has enough force and weight; it can actually crack or break that cabinet. So
Gotcha.
I packed those face down, and I've sold several cathedrals that way and shipped them, and had really good luck. Had no problems. So,
Mhm.
but I found that. But Joe Millward, now he was telling me that they have some real expensive radios that they sell, and if they're going down to California or something like that, he'll drive down and hand deliver them.
Oh,
Well, that was 13 radios, and he came home with $18,000. So yeah, I
Oh
tried that.
wow, it was.
Yeah, it was down
Oh,
to
I didn't
Boca.
know that.
Yeah, and the last trip he made was to Spokane, and I don't remember how many radios. It was in the teens. I want to say 13 or 14, and I think that was like a $9,000 net. So
okay.
Yeah.
it's huge amounts of money and lots of radios.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy cow. That's really cool.
That's where
Interesting.
my $650 Crosley went. And you know what? No listing fees, no taxes. It was just
Yeah.
$650 cash.
Oh, that's
Those
great.
are nuts.
Hmm.
That was my
I-
one radio. All the rest of them were Joe's and Gary's.
That's cool, Lake.
I'll be
I
back
get
in
one
about
in every
5
once in a
minutes,
while.
guys. I'll be
Okay,
back in about
Lyles.
5 minutes.
Well, you want to see what I just took out of this Zenith? Really pretty.
Yeah,
Real pretty, huh?
yeah.
All right.
Is that those ceramic disc capacitors or?
Oh, a couple of them were. If I can get it to, oh, there it is. There's what I took out. You move it
the
over
black,
yeah.
The big
The-
black
so-
beauty.
the Black Beauty and those ceramic discs.
Yeah, we got a Mylar, 2 discs, and
And a
a
Mylar,
Black
yeah.
Beauty, and a big gnarly scab in the middle. And a gnarly
Oh,
scab
wow,
there.
look at that. That is scabbed, isn't it?
Yeah, I replaced the filters in it too. They're somewhere here. Here they are.
So
Oh,
do you,
Somebody
put
just
those
kind of
in.
glued them all together.
Oh
so
my
do you
gosh.
usually replace the ceramics?
Oh, yeah, I'm getting rid of them. Put all film in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because they're like in the audio path or something?
Yep, it's the audio section I'm sitting in, and I use primarily film throughout. And the reason I do is we take pictures of the bottom of the radios, which helps us get the big dollars for them. And so all of my wiring is done in used cloth wiring, and all of the caps and resistors gets fiberglass sleeving on them. So the film ones look nice and they work better.
Hmm.
No other
Save the-
reason than to make it look pretty.
You can put that Black Beauty on eBay, sell it to the guitar guys,
Yeah.
and
it's amazing.
they'll put them in the guitar amps and make them sound raunchy.
I sold about 25 brand new ones, still in the Black Beauty blue and clear plastic boxes they came in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I had like 84 bids on it, and I put them out there and said, $20. And I think that's probably 25 or 30 caps. And they ended up going for several $100s because they were new old stock bad sounding caps.
Wow. Nice.
I got a pile of them there at the museum. Maybe we
You
should
put them on eBay. You can put them on eBay, and you'll be able to go out and have a nice dinner.
Wow.
You and 80 of your friends.
Yeah, well,
Well, that's great.
maybe the
Wow.
museum cadre, huh? Jeez.
Yeah, Mike's right. They give a obnoxious amount of money for those.
That's amazing.
Well, it's amazing to look at some of these caps. A 0.01 is now 0.022. It's double the capacitance at low frequency because it's acting like a damned electrolytic with the moisture in it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then at higher frequencies, if you test it, it's closer to 0.01. But of course, there's always a leakage DC current too. But God, you can't imagine.
If
Seriously,
they're cracked, does that mean they're leaky?
Oh, it doesn't have to be cracked. Then there's the high voltage ones that are cracked and leaking
Yeah.
PCBs.
Yeah.
seriously, guys, why would anyone buy those Black Beauties if they're no good?
They work great in a fuzz box.
They
love
put
the
them in their guitar amps and then they sound real raunchy. They get a real distorted sound out of them, and that's what they want.
I don't know how they use them as coupling caps because they're going to really toast the output tubes,
Yeah. I don't either.
They buy a
If
lot of
they're-
those too.
Buy a lot of tubes, yeah. Love those red hot plates.
Yeah. And I don't think
Gives
I
a
don't think the
unique sound.
I don't think a bypass is going to affect the audio that much. So I don't know. But I don't know.
Oh my, those are bad.
Any of
You
you
gotta-
guys ever run into wooden electrolytics?
No.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, I had a few of them that I had taken out of Zenith chassis that
oh,
they were all made of wood and had a cardboard exterior and a capacitor inside of it.
I'll be
I
darned.
found an article in some book about them. During the war, they made them, when they were short of metal.
Oh.
I'll be damned. No, I have a
They
Fisher.
Folded in with a wood nut and, wood threads on there and everything.
Well,
I have a
I'll be
Fisher
darned.
Scientific, what do you call it? Well, it makes a nice Jacob's ladder, diathermy. And the capacitors in it, they've got wooden blocks in there. And they're screwed tight with these wooden sides and stuff.
Hmm.
Basically, it's a spark gap
That's-
transmitter that, it oscillates at high frequency after each arc, It's got a tuned LC in there. And
Yeah, they
these,
want them to sound. They want them to be dirty.
what's that?
They want them to be dirty, I guess. So
Yeah.
when I first worked at State, we were on 47 megs, and there was and we had a remote station out near Chehalis, Washington area. Actually, it's in Windlock, and down in the town of Windlock, there was a cedar mill, and they had the glue, I guess the diathermy glue machines, and every so often the interference would go up because they left some of the covers off, and we'd have to go down and knock on their door and say, hey,
Yeah.
that was fun.
I think one thing that Franklin wanted to do is he wanted everyone to show their prize they got at the last auction. So I don't know if anyone brought anything.
All my stuff is at Mike's house.
So did the TVs go?
Well, no, yes and no. This is really weird because we sent the invite up to PSARA. And I can tell you one person wanted one of those really bad, and he bid $350 for it from one of the Predictas and got it for $11. Another guy wanted the pedestal. He bid 100 and he got that one for $11 as well. So they're quite happy with that. But
Oh, good.
no, the actual answer is they didn't go for much. Dan Olson bought the wood cased Emerson. I think he got that for $1. And you know, they're just, no one's bidding on these things.
Right.
So nobody bid for that large 48 Philco projection set?
Was $1.
$1. Jeez.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh, I talked to Dick Howard tonight. He's got a copy. He's got the QRS red top tube. He's got an example of that, and he's going to bring that to the meeting, our meeting on the 12th.
Oh, excellent.
So he said that he's in the market for a battery set from the 20s. He believes was made in Seattle, and it starts with Queens. He told me the name of it. Now I forget the second name. It's Queens something or other.
Like Queensland?
I don't think it's, no, Queensland is Australia. This is Seattle.
There's Queen Anne Hill.
Yeah, they have Queen Anne Hill, but this radio is called something different. And I can't think of the name of it now. He told me, and I should have wrote it down. But he says, if anybody hears of one or knows where there is one, somebody's got for sale, he's in the market for that. He'd like a Seattle-based radios. It was a 20s battery set, a company, you know, and then they folded, or it was either that or it was a homebrew, like the Long Brothers, that's that kind of thing, you know. They weren't really a homebrew, but they were a small outfit like the Long Brothers, and that's what this was. And then they folded up after the Depression, that type of thing. So they only made some battery sets in the 20s. Anyway, and it was the name of the company or name of the radio was Queen something or other. Doggone it, I wish I would have wrote it down.
Queen Bee,
Huh?
Queen Bee.
Yeah, no, that wasn't it.
Queen Ant?
The Long brothers made motorcycles.
Well, yeah, they made airplane propellers, and then they made nut dryers too.
Well, no, the story to that is 90% of their propellers ended up in Washington County walnut dryers. You're right.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, they had originally wanted to make airplane propellers, and what they found was it was somebody wanted the nut dryers, and so that worked out. They could take those propellers and they used them for nut dryers.
Anybody have any idea how many radios they made?
You know, I don't know. They must have made a lot, you know, I imagine. That's a good question, Lyles.
Well, I have one here. I'm thinking it might need to end up in the Washington County Historical Society, because the Long brothers were a Washington County type
Yeah,
enterprise. That's just,
right.
I got to check and see.
They're out there north of Cornelius, where the long road is out there.
Yeah.
Maybe we could ask the Howards if they know how many longs were made.
They might know.
I don't see them on tonight.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't ask Dick if they were going to get on the computer tonight. But anyway. Well, is that Is that one that you got there, Pat, that cathedral?
Yeah, I just wanted to show you this. This is like something I got from John. And he had that under his table or whatever and saw that and he sold it to me. It was a really good deal. I can't remember. I don't think it was very much money, but it's probably one of my next wood projects. You know, you
Yeah.
can see it's got some missing veneer up
Missing
here.
veneer, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Maybe, Pat, maybe you'd ought to do a tech talk on how you repair your veneer and how you fix up these radios.
Yeah.
A lot of your stuff is really nice.
well, appreciate it. But I just was taught by Blake and, you know, I just did what he said.
Yeah, don't we all?
So I heard that, let's see, Dick is going to do a wood repair gluing session on the 12th.
Yeah, you're doing that at the meeting, Dick?
Yeah, if we end up having one.
Yeah, I hope so.
I went ahead and asked, I wrote a email to Judy again to say, okay, what are the, you know, restrictions and where can we check up on it and stuff? And I'm not sure where she's getting information from. Even on the high list, places can have a maximum of up to 50 people, according to the website. But like I say, I want to find out where she's looking and where she's getting her information from.
Yeah, good idea.
What are chances of getting caught?
Yeah.
Who's gonna write? Yeah.
Yeah. Who's gonna be strolling around the Grange Hall to check up on us?
What's this thing about if you know, they're saying that as long as you've got both your shots, you don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's the craziest dang thing. And it's kind of a free for all out there, I've noticed. I went into Costco the other day in Hillsborough, and there was a bunch of people in there. I've had both my shots for Pfizer, okay? So I'm fully immunized. Well, anyway, went in there, and there was a bunch of people in there, they didn't have their masks on. And I thought, well, shoot, you know, I'm immunized, so I took my mask off and nobody said anything. It was fine. Well, then the same thing at Home Depot in Hillsborough. There was people in there, they didn't have their masks on, and I didn't wear mine either. But the Home Depot in Beaverton, you have to wear a mask. They got the sign up and everything else. So I imagine it's just up to the owners of the store, each individual one, you know, whether they are going to require masks or not. So I don't know. It's kind of hit and miss out there.
Over here in Clackamas, I was in Home Depot, or no, Lowe's and Costco, and most everybody had their mask on. There were just a few that didn't.
Yeah, you're right about that. Is that most of the people had their masks on, about 80, I would say 80%, something like that. And you know, 15,
Yeah,
20% did
Mhm.
not. Yeah. Bruce, so.
Well, I heard you could not wear a mask, but you have to have proof on you that says you've been vaccinated.
Yeah. Well, they say don't, you know, they say that card, you need to really hold on to that card, and then you don't want to mess it up, because if you have to have it, if
Yeah, you take a
have
picture of
booster
it, put it on
shot.
your smartphone.
So I put it on my phone.
Yeah, that's what I did. Put the whole family's on our phone.
Yeah.
Where's your papers? Yes.
Yeah.
So you can make your own
Let me see
anyway.
your papers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the papers can be fake. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's real
Yeah,
easy
they
to fake
could-
them.
Somebody could do that, but I mean, I don't know who's going to do that.
Would be fake if you would never lie about it, if, you know. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's kind of a troublesome thing, but so Pat, if there's, if they're allowing 50 people, that's about, I don't know, you can ask Lyles, I think that's somewhere close to about how many people we usually have in a live meeting. And I'm thinking right now, there may be less, but who knows?
Maybe
That's a
more
guess.
because of the pent up.
Or it could be, yeah, that's true. You
We
could
haven't
be
been
right,
there
Bruce.
for over a year. We're gonna go.
Hey, we're having a live meeting. Let's go, So yeah, you're right.
Well, the overwhelming response, I don't think there was anyone that really said they weren't going to go. It was overwhelming that people wanted to show up, live in person. And I think if we do have it on the 12th, I don't think we'll have up to 50 people. I think it'll be, some people will stay home because they're not sure, or maybe some people haven't been vaccinated yet.
Right.
So I don't think we're going to get anywhere near 50.
Yeah, I'll bet you're
Yeah.
right, Pat.
That's too bad. I was going to volunteer to stay home so somebody else could go.
Hello, this is Jim. Regarding that meeting, is there going to be a Zoom element as well? So if you do choose to stay home, you can actually participate via Zoom?
Yes. Franklin said he was going to have both. He's going to, we're going to have a live meeting and he was going to have Zoom prep.
So it's gonna Zoom both ways.
I think I'll attend by Zoom and I'll take meeting notes.
We can have our own meeting.
Will it be necessary to sign those annoying forms?
Not on the Zoom meeting.
Exactly.
Is there gonna be a free table? I got a lot of shit to get rid of.
Special high intensity toys.
Yeah, there's always a free table. Question is, are we gonna have a trash bash?
This is Jim again. I have a question maybe you guys can help me with. You may have noticed that I do not have a camera. I wonder if any people can recommend a camera, because now that stores like Best Buy, I'm going to feel safe going back into those places. I'd have no idea what to look for. I have an old-fashioned black PC box sitting on my desk. Ideally, I think I would like to attach a camera to the desk because it would be looking right at me, but I have no experience buying cameras. Anyone have any suggestions, recommendations, or warnings?
Logitech makes some good cameras.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You can just go up to Amazon and Logitech's got some nice cameras there.
Yeah, just a simple USB one. Don't get any of the fancy stuff because you probably never use it.
I just got mine on Amazon and I paid less than $25 for the camera and microphone.
Mhm.
It's
That was
not
a
a brand.
Logitech?
No, it's not a brand name. It's oh, I forgot it, but it's one of those non-brand name items, but I haven't had any problems with it, and it's worked perfectly and installs quickly, and I haven't had any issues.
What operating system do you have?
I got Windows 7. No, I'm sorry, 10.
Yeah, that's
about
what I
Jim?
have, Windows 10.
What do you have, Jim?
Windows 10.
Yeah, then it's going to be pretty simple. Just buy
Yeah.
one that.
Pretty much plug and play.
How do they attach to the computer box?
USB.
Most of them have a clip of some sort, and they'll clip to the top of your
Oh.
monitor.
Oh, just clips on, huh?
Yeah.
See, mine came with my computer, so I don't know.
You're on a laptop.
Yeah, I'm on a laptop.
Yeah.
It's got the little light up on top, so, yeah. So I've never bought
Okay, I
one.
thank you very much.
You bet.
Yeah, it's amazing what's happened in the last year. All these cameras
Oh, yeah.
popped up in Zoom. Family and friends zooming away,
Yeah.
incredible.
Well, I have my latest radio. I just finished it today. Might as well grab it.
Grab it gently. Remember, it's older than you are.
Anyway, this is it. It's a Philco 38-15. It's got the wraparound grill cloth on that. And this is interesting one that I had started working on it, and the speaker was, the field coil on the speaker was open. And so then I started searching around, and I come to find out I was able to get one from Blake and put it in, and the field coil I think was pretty close. I think it was like 1.7K, 1700, something like that, and got done with it. And actually the cone was kind of torn, so I went over and had Ron at JMac rebuild it, recone it, and do all that for me, and that worked out fine. And then this is the first one that I used, the high volume, low pressure HVLP unit that I got from Rockler's. And I went and got, and it came out really nice. Well, I made a big mistake on it to begin with. That's what we were laughing about at the beginning here. And it had a knob on it. And of course, I read the directions in it. I thought, well, if you screw the knob out, then or screw it in, then you're going to get higher pressure. So I did just the opposite, or higher volume, I meant. So anyway, bottom line is I turned the screw the wrong way, and I put the lacquer, spray lacquer on anyway, and it just flooded it and got 2 or 3 runs all over it and messed it all up. So anyway, I ended up stripping that back off and got it back down and resanded it again. Kind of had to do everything all over again.
Oh, wow.
But that's okay, live and learn, and it didn't bother me. And when I finally got done, then I learned how to use the machine the correct way, and then I was able to put about 4 or 5 coats of lacquer on this thing, and it came out pretty nice. So
Yeah, nice.
radio plays good. It's a small little radio, and it's a 6 tube. Takes an external antenna, but it gets the entire 4-inch shortwave band and standard broadcast, which is kind of nice because you don't see that. A lot of these, they'll have police band or something like that on them, on these smaller. It's a 5-tube transformer set with 38 older tubes. I think it's got a 41 5Y3 75 6A7, that tube lineup. And anyway, it plays really good. Gets good short wave too, amazingly, with a pretty good antenna on it. So anyhow,
Pretty nice.
this is my latest one. I'm gonna put it up and put it on the Radio Attic.
Hey, Mike, did you get that at McCracken's?
Where did I get this? Yeah, I think I might have gotten this at McCracken's, Pat. I think I did, yeah.
Ron from McCracken Sale called me, and he said that they're finding, radios back in the back rooms that haven't been put out before. And that includes all the tubes, grill cloth, a bunch of other parts. They have a lot of parts they're bringing out. This is the first time that these items are going to be offered. So it sounds like it might be worthwhile going to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there. Pat, is this gonna be another sale, or is it gonna be an auction?
It's a sale. So
Oh,
everything,
good.
everything that was under $35 is half price. Everything else is 30% off. And by the sounds of it, they want to move items. They want to sell stuff. So you might be able to get even better deals if you buy a bunch of stuff. They might discount it even more. But the only thing it sounds like the tubes might be auctioned off rather than sold in lots. So I'm not sure. They're kind of being a little secretive about how they're going to do the sale for the tubes, but it sounds like they're going to sell them throughout the day. So in other words, they're not all going to be sale all at once. They're going to release a lot here, release a lot there. So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of anxious to find out how they're going to do it.
Yeah. So the sale starts at 10 o'clock, right?
Mhm.
But can you, well, I guess they're gonna do it the same way. If you get down there and then they're gonna open the doors at 10 o'clock, right? To let everybody in.
Well, I heard that even on the first sales that someone was there really, really super early and they felt sorry for them. And so they actually got to go in before the actual official time started. So I'm guessing if you're there before 10, you might be able to get in. I don't think they're gonna, be real strict on that, but
Yeah.
that's what Kathy told me. She says they're gonna open up at 10. She said this all sales also only for club members, but I don't see how they're gonna be able to enforce that. It's the
Yeah.
radio club and the ham radio club. And those are the only two clubs supposedly they're gonna be able to attend, but there's no way that they're gonna stop you if you're not a member of those two clubs.
Right. What
Yeah.
ham club is that? The one that's Salem Club or do you know?
No, don't know.
Okay.
They're not checking you whether you're in a club, are they?
No,
Yeah.
they didn't. No.
They're not checking you, see if you're immunized, are they?
They're probably just put the words out to our two clubs and assume that's how the word's going to get spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have some insiders in there that are trading information, to outsiders.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the story I got from her is that they're going to have one more sale in July for everything. Because it's only the radio ham people in June 5th, but there's supposed to be another sell everything, the whole, everyone invited, public, everything. And then from what I have been told or hinted about is that then they're going to make a donation of radios to the club, to our club.
oh. So does that mean we're gonna have another auction then?
I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're absolutely gonna have to separate that from a meeting. We cannot
Oh, yeah.
possibly have an auction and a meeting at the same time. I mean, I'll get killed, crucified if I do.
Yeah.
So
Do we
but-
have any way to transport the stuff they give us, or is it gonna be up here?
I
It's
don't,
way down south, right?
yeah, well, we've had to do this before. Esteban has gone down and taken his truck and trailer and loaded it full of stuff for other auction, for other estates. So I don't know how many radios we're talking about. I have no idea.
I know if Esteban does it, I think somebody needs to give him a stipend for the use of his truck
Yeah.
and the gas. That's a long way.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I agree on that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So by then, is there going to be anything really worthwhile? In other words, maybe you just bring it up for the trash bash and then people go through it.
Oh,
I don't know. It
I don't
depends.
know.
Last several times I've been there, I thought a lot of the wood sets were priced higher than what most people in our club would pay. And I've gone down there a couple times and they still have a lot of wood radios for sale. I think a lot of the wood ones are priced too high. So there's still a lot of stuff.
They're
Especially-
going through a learning curve,
Yeah.
That's the trouble. They think they know what they're doing and they don't.
Yeah, a good example is that supposed baby Strat that they sent me and they, got me all excited. So I passed that on to the members and apparently that wasn't what it was.
That's right. I told them the same thing and, well, so-and-so is our expert man that knows, well, he's full of shit. If you've ever looked it up on the brochure, it's definitely not a Strat, maybe Strat.
Yeah.
He had a lot of special high intensity training, shit for short.
And then he wants the big bucks and there was no tubes in it. It was about $400, $500 set in the shape it's in, which would be a little generous.
Hmm.
Now, later on, once it's redone, it'd be a pretty nice set, but well, there's probably $100 worth of tubes missing out of it. Not to mention the tube shields for the output tubes are a special size. They're hard to find, and they probably, if they took the tubes out, they probably threw the shields in the same can with the tubes, you know, or threw it in the same box, maybe.
Yeah, I've got an oddball tube I'm looking for a pair of for a friend. I need a pair of 48s.
What's a 48?
48s.
It's a 30-volt filament tetrode. It's used in a Delco 32-volt radio. And I'll be darned if I have any 48s. And there's no sub.
I used to
Oh.
have a couple of them, but I don't know if I still got them or not.
I sure don't have any. I've got 46s and 47s and 45s and probably every other 40 number, but I don't have
What are
any
they
40.
used primarily for? Are they
Push pull audio
push-pull audio? Okay,
in a-
all right,
in a
yeah,
30
yeah.
in a 32-volt set. So they've got 30-volt filament.
Oh, 32-volt set.
And they're
DC.
six pin bottles, so they're pretty good size.
Yeah. Yeah, no wonder. Yeah, you probably don't
Another-
see a lot of those.
Yeah,
Somebody, I
I've got
think,
a
was that
club
Dave?
member that's going to radio by and needs those.
Yeah. I got a text block come up, wanted to know if I needed help being an auctioneer. That's always, always willing to share that with somebody.
That's for me,
Was
Mike.
that you, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I just saw you there last time and it's like, it's just, I don't think it's fair for you to be doing that by yourself.
Oh,
thought
no,
it'd-
it's fun. No, I don't mind a bit. And then it was kind of nice. Myron took over and sometimes Blake takes over. And yeah, if you want to anybody wants to jump in and take over, that's fine. Yeah. But no, it doesn't bother me at all. I think if you have, like last time, it was nice because you have an auction of 100 pieces like that. It's kind of nice to split it up. You start your voice box starts getting worn out after a little while, but no, it's fine. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, if you want to jump in, anytime you want to jump in, Dave, that's just fine.
So if you're an auctioneer, can you buy it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except the last time I just turned it over to my wife, and actually I think she does a better job of bidding and buying stuff.
She did pretty well on the last one, didn't she? She bought like
that's what I mean.
16
Yeah.
radios or something. You may want to take more breaks so you don't take quite so many radios home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
She has good taste, though. She got good radios
just-
for you.
I'm never going to complain about that one. I've got a t-shirt that says, you can't, I think I was wearing it. You can't have the other day, you can't have too many vintage radios.
I was wearing one that you and Janet gave me that said, one more antique radio. Just one more radio, I promise.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I let her bid, whatever the heck she wants to buy is fine with me. She ended up with I should show you that. We ended up with this one here. Let me grab this one that she bought. You're going to like it.
I think it's great that your wife is engaged in your hobby and enjoys it too. Mine really, I would say she's more tolerant than she is appreciative.
Turn the light on in here.
Yeah, if they don't have the same interests you have, it can lead to a lot of excess discussion,
Yeah.
Excess
This,
discussion.
This is the Tony the Tiger radio.
Oh, shoot.
And she got this, she paid $2 for this. And I put a battery in it and it works.
Is it growling a lot?
No, there's no growling. Well, there's a little, actually, it's got a little static to it. Yeah. There's a growl. Kind of getting the station. I think it needs,
It's picking up your computer
I think
really
it needs
well.
some taps.
I would say it sounds great.
There, that's good. I got a station.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there is some growl to that. I think it needs some caps. I don't know. I don't know how many transistors are in it or anything else, but it plays.
Just put a little milk on it. It'll quiet down.
It'll be okay. Yeah.
That's Rice Krispies.
Yeah, it's true.
So that was kind of fun, bringing that home. And yeah, it plays kind of, doesn't play very well, but it plays, you know. So anyway, she loves it.
Are you gonna put that Tony the Tiger radio on Radio Attic?
Let me think about that. No, Janet wants it, so she's keeping it in the collection here.
You got to be careful about that, you know? Yeah, what the
Yeah.
wife wants, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You're starting to get sun on your camera.
Oh. No, I've got this. I've got the light. Yeah, it is.
There you go.
There,
That's
that's
better.
better. Yeah, I had to turn the camera around a little way so it didn't get that. The sun's going down, and this the window here in his room is facing the west, and so of course the sun's blasting right through. The shades don't close all the way, and so then you close them, and then you get these little lines of sunlight coming through. It screws up here.
This is Jim again regarding cameras. Another camera question. Pat, thanks for the information about your camera. What does your camera, and do they normally adjust the focus, or do you have to do that manually all the time? I'll listen for an answer.
Some of them come fixed focused. Some of them had autofocus. But, you know, if I've got a fixed focus, and yeah, my background's a little bit out of focus. And if I bring something up real close, it's out of focus, but generally it's okay.
I actually prefer the non-focused ones because I look younger.
Ah,
Takes the wrinkles out.
Oh, great.
I don't know. I don't like your camera, Dave. It makes you look like an old dog.
Bruce,
You look
you have an
pretty young
excellent
there.
picture
You're-
there, and your background is in focus as far as I can see. What kind of a camera do you have?
it's a Logitech.
Yeah, you have a good picture. On my computer upstairs, my Logitech has the outside ring of it focuses it. So it's manual focus, but it's fine.
Yeah, this one doesn't even have a manual focus on it.
I
It's
don't
a
know anything
PP.
about mine. It came with the laptop, so I just
Yeah.
flip the lid up, and then I have to adjust the lid of the laptop back and forth actually to get it to where
Yeah.
now the sun's on it again.
Right, see, that's what you do.
I think that's a little better. I turned
Anyway,
it, I
mine
turned
wa-
it away from the sun.
Mine was a cheapie with the fixed focus.
There, that's a little better.
Well, that's a good
Turn the
that's a
screen
good
around away
recommendation
from
for
where the
Logitech.
window is, and it works better.
I don't remember whether I paid 29 or 39 for it, something like that on Amazon.
Yeah, I think I paid 29 for mine,
Yeah. I
or
think that was
24 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
For a while, they were kind of short on them when the COVID started up and Zoom started
Oh, yeah.
roaring up. Why,
Oh yeah.
yeah, they were really running short
Well,
on them.
you imagine all the school kids that had to get them. You know.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the school kids, they ended up with laptops, which had cameras
Yeah.
already in them, but
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's true. You're right there too. Both ways. And people from work, if you had already had a computer, then you needed to get a camera, kind of like Jim.
Yeah, I bought the computer at Costco about 2 years ago, and it was quite cheap actually. But I realized after I bought it, but I probably didn't need to get a computer like this, which is an old-fashioned big black box. You can get them so small these days. The only problem is the smaller they get, sometimes they don't have all the connections. This one has a whole bunch of USB connections and everything else, which is a convenience. And also a built-in DVD recorder and all that stuff. That was what I wanted, a real computer, in other words. But even real computers are getting smaller these days. But yeah, it came with a keyboard, but no microphone and no camera.
Hmm.
So here's one that I had earlier. But I went to Windows 10 and nope, wouldn't work. So I just took it apart.
Oh, that's
And I
good.
tried, what is it? Pixo, Pixo.com. Anyway, they didn't have a driver for it. So I took it apart and looked at what's in there. This one did have a focus ring on it.
Oh,
Can you get the parts out of it, or can you see the parts?
You can't see all the parts. Well, you can see them, but you certainly couldn't. Now, see, I can't focus.
yeah. Yeah, I see that. I see what you're talking about.
You got to have a robot to put the parts on it and take it off.
So on the lens, there's actually an IR filter in there. Get it reflecting just right. But it was some cheapie I had before. But when I updated to Windows 10, that was it.
Might be harder to get these things from China these days. I understand that there's a lack of containers to bring stuff over from China these days, and a lack of chips to build things like that camera you just showed.
It's the chips are I think more are. There was one chip factory that burnt down in Japan. It made it very sophisticated chips, not the little things like that probably. So
Stuff that goes in automobiles, which are now hard to get.
yeah, and higher end radios and so forth and things like that. Audio processing, DSP chips and things, but so specific things. It's not the general El Cheapo stuff.
Well, that's encouraging, because that's definitely what I'm into, the El Cheapo.
I think most of us are. We drive our cars until they pass 250,000 miles, and then sometimes keep going from there. I had this 91 Dodge van, the full size, with a V8 in it, and I drove it 340,000 miles. Anyway, I sold it. The big expense was $1,000 and the tranny at about 310,000. But I'd pulled a travel trailer all over creation. Anyway, a number of years later, I'm working out in the front yard, and this guy pulls up with this van with this roof rack on it. Oh, he's going to want to clean gutters or something. And I'm looking a little closer at that. And damn, if it wasn't my van that I sold it.
Wow.
Well, the odometer had gone over 500K and died. The odometer died. But he's still running the same damn engine.
Oh, wow.
So didn't you feel like an idiot for having got rid of your car too early?
My wife insisted because the wipers screeched on the windshield. And she wasn't going to ride in that goddamn thing any longer.
Oh, that's
Number one
great.
reason for getting rid of them, noisy wipers.
Yeah.
My neighbor just got rid of a GMC, Yukon, I think it was. And it had 340,000 on it. And it had a new transmission in it, about 280,000. I'll tell you, that thing looked like it was brand new, but his wife said that, the interior was starting to look kind of dull. So away it went.
Yeah.
And then he's got a Toyota pickup truck with 408,000 on it.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you what, that Toyota sounds like it's got 408,000 on it.
Oh, does it? But you got to think the Pistons are going to start swapping holes with all that miles on them, but
Think.
they hold up.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the 40s, well, you were replacing engines after 50,000 miles, 40,000 miles, but
Yeah, or you'd have to re-ring them at least. And
yeah.
that sort of thing. They used to do all that kind of work back in the day. I don't know. I think they're making the metals and everything else better, and that sort of thing. These engines seems like, well, of course, I did transmissions, rebuilt automatics and standards and all of them, and they would go out, but it started to get to the point where they had to get at least 100,000 miles or more before even the transmissions would go out. And the engines just seemed like, especially stuff like Toyotas and that, if you kept oil, changed oil and all that kind of stuff, took care of them, they'd almost last forever. Just darn near nowadays, So I think maybe some of the technology on the new metals and all of that kind of stuff, I don't know.
Anyway, this guy, he just got laid off and they gave him $7,500. And so he was trying to decide whether he got a different vehicle or put the money in this van. It was looking a little tired on the outside. Anyway, he's going to put the money in that damn van. I might see it in a few years again. I don't know. I've never taken a car I bought used back to its original owner. I don't know.
You got a 4Runner in my driveway that we bought as a demonstrator with 12,000 miles on it. And my wife drove it till it had about 120 on it. And then I drove it till it had about 150 on it. And then we gave it to my daughter and she drove it until it had about 170 on it. And damned if I didn't trade her my soul. And now I've got the vehicle back with 170,000 on it, but it still runs pretty much like the day I bought it.
Yeah. They'll go a long ways,
So the only thing you're missing is all this new technology,
But you know what?
Yeah.
Hang on a second, I go open my garage door, but I bought this little thing that plugs into my cigarette lighter that pairs to my iPhone, and I have the Bluetooth all set up, and I can stream it through the radio. And when the phone rings, I can push the button on the front of it. I got all the electronic goodies back in one fell swoop.
Yeah, but
$39.95.
If I jump out in your car, it won't stop.
What's that?
If I jump out in front of your car, it won't stop.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. My wife hasn't figured out all the stuff in her Venza yet. She's still discovering things. But I tell you what, the Toyota Information Center, whatever you call it, is a piece of shit. I just, so you're driving down the road and all of a sudden the radio quits.
Yeah.
What's going on? And then the screen goes blank. Well, sometimes it reboot.
I was gonna say it's a Microsoft device, just reboot it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it doesn't. So you have to pull over to the side of the road, kill the ignition and turn it back on, and it's okay for a while. Anyway, this goes on and on. You'd be on the phone, hands-free, and go away. Anyway, so finally on the internet, well, $1,100, you get the new infotainment center. Well, crap. Then later, somebody's got a software update. Okay, well, so I buy the software update, like $40. And so you put the thumb drive in and you do this and that, and it's supposed to download, and you got to go to audio and choose, it chose FM. Okay, well, this is not cutting it. Finally, plus you got to have the engine running. You can't have it an accessory. Okay, so I've burnt 15 minutes of gas here. And so finally, you have to choose aux for the USB. And now you finally get to the point where you can download. Well, it took 30 minutes for this thing to download. Okay, so that fixed the issue we were having where it would crash. But still, all right, you want to go somewhere. So you try to enter an address. It just, we've never been happy with it. I mean, it just won't allow you to do things.
Wow.
I go to my Garmin in the Durango and you enter address and things pop up and it'll give you a choice and away you go. But the Toyota, you never get to the point where you can choose anything.
Yes, that's
You
where
wanna
I
put-
did this. That's
What's
where I
that?
did the smart thing. I bought a pod that ties my Apple iPhone into everything, and it doesn't have any intelligence. It
Yeah.
basically has a transmitter, and you dial it up on the bottom of the FM dial, and all the rest of the intelligence is in your phone, which is
Yeah.
kind of neat. But I have
Uh-huh.
a similar story. I bought a 2014 Kia Soul, brand new, and a buddy of mine, they'd been looking at the Chevy Aveo and a bunch of other things, and I left my Soul with him for a week while I went back to New York on business. And when I got back, his wife said, "We're not buying an Aveo, we're buying a Kia Soul." So they turned around 2 weeks later and bought the top of the line Kia Soul, which had a Microsoft-based radio, and it called home, and it would tell you if you had a problem with your car and where the nearest dealership, all this fancy stuff. Mine had a radio in it. And of course, a satellite radio, and it played, it's great, but it didn't have this fancy color display. And he had nothing but fits, but he had the same problem, is that he'd be driving down the road and the thing would just freeze right in the middle of a song.
Oh,
And
man.
it'd sit there and go, ah, 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 and he'd have to turn the radio off,
Oh,
and then he'd have to turn
wow.
the car off. I never had any problems with the Kia one. It just, it didn't have the Microsoft and all the fancy stuff in it.
Yeah.
But it
My,
never gave me trouble.
I got a new radio installed in my Subaru. It just died. It didn't do any of that stuff. It is just all of a sudden we turned the key on and hit the button, and there was absolutely nothing. Just looked like there was no power. I don't know what, they didn't tell me. They just put a new radio in it and called it good,
Yeah, they put a new fuse in it
all
and
under
charged you for
warranty.
a new radio.
Huh?
They probably put a new fuse in it and charged you for a whole radio.
They didn't charge me anything. It was under warranty.
Oh, that's good.
Hey,
So maybe
Bruce,
they did. I don't care. It works.
Yeah.
So you didn't keep the old radio so that you could play?
No, in fact, I checked the fuse on that one. That's the first thing I did, is I checked the fuse, and the fuse was good. So then that's when I took it in.
Yeah.
hey, Bruce, you're communicating to the Toyota in Japanese, aren't you?
I'm not the only one that's had Toyota problems with the infotainment center.
But you're conversing in Japanese to it, right?
No, I'm not. It's 4-letter words that typically ended up conversing with it. And it didn't seem to recognize those words.
It didn't say that's not very nice, huh?
No, it didn't comment about our language.
Hey, did you hear the thing that speaking of such things that Amazon's going to do, where you have all these devices like is it Alexa? I don't remember which is Amazon.
Yeah, Alexa's one of them.
Yeah, all right. And
Siri.
so they're going to start sharing your bandwidth with your neighbor's devices and vice versa without asking you, I guess. And so they'll make it work better. But it's but they're not going to ask you, I guess. I mean, apparently you're going to have a choice to opt out, but they're not really going to ask you because I guess they know the answer would be no.
So
Well, I had
how do you share Alexa?
No, it's not Alexa. It's the Wi-Fi. They're gonna probably through the Alexa device, because it must be a Wi-Fi device. It's probably going to have an open connection to other Amazon devices that may not even be your own to kind of make it work as a big giant network and stuff.
wow.
Yeah, and I thought like, oh, that's wonderful.
I
I don't have any of those things.
Huh.
Comcast has this thing where if you're a subscriber, you can tack into anybody's Wi-Fi that's on Comcast. So if you're visiting somebody, you can you don't even need their password.
We're just now getting cool air up.
Well, I had a new one happen with me is I went to Safeway because they had an
Saturday night.
ad on there for some Coors Light beer, and it said something, but you know, I did the download on it and all that with your phone. So and I got a Safeway card and all that business. So I did all that and it said $5 rebate. And I didn't think much of it. And so then I come home and then I got an email from my PayPal account. It says that I got $5 from Coupons Inc. or somebody like that or whatever for my purchase of Coors Light beer,
I'll
you
be
know,
there.
and so somehow they got hooked up with PayPal through Safeway through my card. Of course, they had my email and then they gave me $5 and threw it into my account.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting that, just going to the store and buying beer.
Well, they have your email. That's how they do it.
Oh,
PayPal
yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
care to send it to you.
I knew how they did it, but it was just, it's new. It was something I wasn't expecting.
He said just for a
Yeah.
second. Installation will just flash.
Okay.
So we'll look at that. I'll pull that component out next.
I don't know.
Kinda
We're gonna
makes
lose
you
all our
wonder.
privacy, you know?
Yeah, and then, yeah, there goes all your
Everybody-
privacy.
Everybody knows where we're at.
Big brother.
Big brother.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Your big brother,
little brother.
what's his name? Zuckerberg and Bezos, they're all your big brothers now.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the government, it's private companies.
It's all those guys, yeah.
Yep.
Like, would it be hard to take the RCA port from my 2-switch little radio and put it into my 3-switch radio? Because maybe that's the easiest way to get around that. I brought my three knob, but
I'm gonna opt out, guys. And,
Yeah, John Livingston's joined me over here, so we're gonna.
how you
do the
doing,
same
John?
thing.
hey, Mike, pretty good.
Hi, John.
Good to see everybody.
Good to see you.
I'm looking pretty orange today.
Yeah, you are.
My
Anyway, I'm
Seaside
gonna
is
opt
fine.
out, everybody.
hooded
So
coat t-shirt.
everyone have a good rest of the meeting. I've got some stuff I gotta take and get finished up tonight anyway.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna bail out too, guys. See everybody next week.
Yeah.
yep.
It's
See
late for
everybody
you guys,
next
isn't
week.
it?
I'll see some of you guys Saturday. So
looking forward to it.
everybody take care.
Tell Janice Brian's coming with me.
Okay, I will. Thanks, Blake.
Yeah, Mike, tell Janet that we said hi.
Yeah.
Sure will.
see you, Mark.
Say hi to
Yeah,
Naomi,
good to see you,
Lyle.
Warren.
Okay.
You've been quiet there, Warren.
You bet. Bye. everybody.
Yeah, I just listen.
He's
That way I
the
don't get in
smart one.
trouble. I've been hanging all day.
Yeah.
Thanks, Franklin.
We went up to the beach up north today, and I'm kind of tired, so I had to get some coffee.
Coffee sounds good.
Yeah, well, it's later for you guys by 3 hours, so it's just 5:30 here, but I got up before 6 this morning, which is, just, and we got on the road, went up north to one of the beach parks, and it was a nice day today, but it was a little rough, so we're jumping the waves and stuff.
Yep.
All righty, well, anyway.
Yeah, everybody, goodbye.
Yeah, good seeing you all, so. I can figure out how to put that right there. Here we go.
Franklin, are you here?
Yeah, it's been real quiet.
Yeah. Well, he said he left and stuff, but he turned on the recording and stuff, and
Oh.
I see his picture's back, but his
Yeah.
microphone's off.
Yeah. See you guys later.
Hmm. So are any of you guys left? Are you, any of you guys going to the McCracken sale on Saturday?